You can forgive all of them. Make them see they made a mistake. Make them understand.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for TV adaptations that fans loved and hated. Beware of major spoilers ahead.
One will always corrupt. Two will divide.
But with three, there is balance.
Number 10, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Stand and fight!
For what? Why is this so important to you?
You're an enemy of the Fire Nation.
And that's it?
Eyebrows were raised when Netflix announced that they were giving Avatar the live-action treatment. When it finally premiered, it polarized everyone. While half of the crowd believed it was a good adaptation, the remaining viewers thought that it fell flat. Praise was nearly universally given to the special effects and action sequences. However, fans were more divided on the acting, storytelling, and the changes that were made to both the plot and characterizations.
This place used to be incredible. A place I couldn't wait to see. A place where amazing things were created, not destroyed.
The changes to Sokka's personality and early inclusion of a mid-series main character Azula in the debut episodes were a few of the most cited complaints. Since there are 2 more seasons on the way, the show will have more opportunities to either win over or further alienate its viewers.
I spoke to some of his crew. Word is, Zhao failed his officer training program 3 times.
Did I ask for your opinion?
Number 9, Elementary.
You realize that because you protected him 2 years ago, you have the blood of an innocent woman on your hands, don't you? Perhaps you'd like to go for 2 or 3 or 4.
That's enough!
Controversy overshadowed Elementary before it began. The show was released just 2 years after the BBC network debuted its take on the detective. As a result, Elementary was accused of copying the earlier show. Despite the bad press, Elementary was met with a positive critical reception. Both the writing and skillful lead performance from Johnny Lee Miller were complimented.
You loaded him like a weapon. Then you pointed him squarely at your own wife.
You're insane.
No, he was insane, Doctor!
But not everything was as beloved. The depictions of Mycroft and Moriarty, a move from London to New York, and the police procedural setup all came under fire. Only Sherlock could solve the mystery of how Elementary made it to 7 seasons while towing the line between love and hate.
Your father told me you said you were a detective.
I was a consultant. I wasn't paid for my services, and therefore I answered to no one but myself.
Number 8, Fallout.
So, it is with sound mind and body that I hereby submit my application to the Council to participate in the triennial trade with Vault 32.
This video game franchise is incredibly dense and filled with years of lore. For some, that's why they're having trouble getting into the live-action series. Unlike other shows that are straight adaptations, Fallout is considered canon with the games and takes place within the shared world. It even continued various storylines. So while many praised the show, some hardcore Fallout fans took issue with the way certain characters were portrayed. There were also supposed breaks in continuity and established lore.
Oh, Coop. Do your thumbs up.
Yeah, given the state of everything, I prefer not to if that's all right.
Why not? That's what you're famous for.
Fans of New Vegas were especially critical of the liberties the series seemingly took with that story. While not without its detractors, a strong debut guaranteed that the show would get a season 2.
I'll admit I'm sometimes afraid that mean old world will change us instead.
Number 7, The Witcher.
A reclusive sorcerer who uses an alias and hires a young girl to procure him a witcher. You don't want my monster. You want me to kill yours.
Andrei Sapkowski's The Witcher was once one of Netflix's shiniest crown jewels. It was based on a fantasy saga whose video game adaptations have sold millions of copies to date. At first, the action and fantastical lore pulled people in. Universal praise was also given to Henry Cavill's tough yet vulnerable performance.
I heard it all. Fire, screams, and death. The same sounds that I heard here as a boy. Hiding in the cellar, waiting for the humans to come for us.
Unfortunately, those positives couldn't distract fans from some bigger issues. Die-hard fans of the franchise weren't happy with how the series majorly deviated from big plot points. The non-linear storytelling of the debut season also threw fans off. And after news broke that Cavill would leave the show before the 4th season, some fans wrote the show off altogether. It would take a number of spells to heal the show's damaged reputation.
She possesses the power to destroy us all.
I don't believe anyone has that power.
Number 6, The Last of Us.
So, is it everything you hoped for?
It's got its ups and downs. You can't deny that view.
Naughty Dog's video game is widely regarded as one of the best games ever made. For the most part, HBO's post-apocalyptic adaptation lived up to the hype. Lots of fans loved the show. Its accuracy to the game, cinematic filmmaking, and emotional power all received acclaim.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
However, others still found the series to be overrated. Hardcore fans felt that certain scenes and moments simply played better in the source game. Others disliked that certain action sequences were left out and that the infected humans from the game didn't get more screen time. When the show brings the events of the controversial second game to life, the series will likely divide the fan base further.
I didn't ask for this.
You and me both. This isn't gonna end well, Tess. We need to go back.
Number 5, Miss Marvel.
What are you guys wearing?
What are you wearing?
This miniseries was tasked with appealing to die-hard fans of both the original comic and the greater MCU. Did it succeed? Well, that depends on who you ask. Many loved the show's inventive visuals and cultural representation. Iman Vellani's lead performance was universally beloved.
There is no normal. There's just us and what we do with what we've been given.
While she was receiving accolades, the show got flack for having a lighter tone than most MCU projects. But the biggest complaint was reserved for Kamala's powers. While Miss Marvel historically has stretchy and shape-shifting powers in the source material, she got hard light powers on the show. Some argued that this change caused metaphors about body positivity and acceptance to be lost. Although Vellani's future as Miss Marvel seems secure, it's doubtful the show will ever be expanded upon.
But you sure are, and always have been, our own little Miss Marvel.
Number 4, Star Trek Picard.
To say you have no choice is a failure of imagination.
Was Jean-Luc Picard's return a fun bit of fan service or a painful reminder of better days? That's the question at the heart of Star Trek Picard. Throughout the series' run, it captured the hearts of many fans and critics. Its third season received particular acclaim. Additionally, its timely themes were considered interesting, it was well shot, and everyone liked seeing Patrick Stewart again. But it was criticized for its dour tone, slow pace, and on-the-nose metaphors.
They've left us behind, Picard. They're generations beyond us.
In one sense, yes. But in another, as you said, they are children.
Many disagreed with the deconstruction of Stewart's legendary character. While Star Trek Discovery also received criticism, Picard arguably got more heat. The show's acclaimed third season was seen as a desperate attempt to right a sinking ship.
If you find that answer, will you let me know? Because I never did.
Number 3, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
One object for all Middle-earth.
I know it sounds strange, High King, but surely we should exhaust every possible solution.
Fans have been very protective of The Lord of the Rings over the years. Since the seminal novel and Peter Jackson's groundbreaking films were both masterpieces, the show had Hobbit-sized shoes to fill. The show's production values and depiction of new aspects of Middle-earth gave viewers reasons to celebrate. To others, the show is an absolute disgrace that stomped on Tolkien's legacy.
I have been awake since before the breaking of the first silence. In that time, I have had many names.
Criticisms ranged far and wide, including major lore deviations, controversial portrayals of certain characters, and metaphors that felt heavy-handed for some. Deviating from Tolkien's work was always going to be a risk. Time will tell if the show can keep bringing in old fans while taking new turns. Number 2, The Walking Dead.
I'm sorry this happened to you.
When The Walking Dead first began, it followed its acclaimed source material quite closely. Many comic fans loved the show, claiming that it was an accurate adaptation that beautifully captured the characters, tone, and story beats. The mega hit did occasionally get flack for the slow pacing of certain episodes and arcs. Additionally, characters like Andrea barely resembled their more confident comic book counterparts.
I can do it myself.
No.
No, I have to. Well, I still can.
While the show seemed bulletproof for a while, the controversial resolution to Season 6's cliffhanger angered fans. It also didn't help that Carl Grimes was killed on the show despite surviving to the end of the comics. These radical decisions and more led certain fans to shamble away. However, the flagship show still pulled in millions of viewers until the grand finale.
Daryl?
Yeah.
You deserve a happy ending, too.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Game of Thrones.
My king has married, and I owe my new queen a wedding gift.
Even before the unanimously hated 8th season, not everyone in the fandom loved Game of Thrones. To be fair, most fans praised the first 4 seasons. Not only did they adapt the source material well, but the episodes were well shot and full of towering acting performances. But the tide started to turn around season 5.
I'm going to Dawn, and I'm bringing our daughter home.
Since the showrunners ran out of material to adapt, they had to use the limited information they had to keep the show going. This approach caused fans to wonder if the showrunners got the characters wrong. Outside of new plot points, fans disliked how the show adapted the sand snakes and more. The series continued to split fans until everyone came together to resent the much-loathed finale.
No, Your Grace, I don't want it.
And I don't want to be king.
I don't deserve it.
Did you love or hate these shows? Let us know in the comments below.
I thought I was wise, but I wasn't. I thought I knew what was right, but I didn't.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.